Maybe. We'll see. We'll see if I'm lucky. These nullified covers are cool, man. I'm looking at them. They're very cool. Just got off the phone with CGC. They said they're no longer giving the yellow labels to custom labeled books that should get a green stripe. What's that? Oh. Thank you, by the way. You can just take that whole thing. Okay. Let me see.
Well, I think what you should do to complete the cycle is when it is confirmed that this is the last season of Prime Production, that you lose.
Publicize.
You should get the adult version, us, Jaden, and then that's it.
Yo, Christopher, what up, Mikey?
I know, but that I keep up the pattern of every 5 years.
Yeah, I gotta look in the mirror. I gotta check my hair for you people. Usually I look like a total dork, but for you people I get all pretty though.
The person I was dating at the time, the first one was like, I mean, like, really? Like, come on, like, I came home with it. And then they were just like,
chilling like a villain.
Weird, you know.
Oh, thanks for sharing, buddy. Yeah, special ed. Just kidding. That's rude. It's like, that's what she said. Just gotta kind of toss that in at the end. Alright, where's my screen reference? We're gonna really plow through and get this one going. I'm really liking how this is turning out, though. This is good. This is good.
I know now that they know about it, and they're very good, very pleasant and polite. I heard that Jaden actually told me shows together as a family once in a while. This was a couple of years ago. I don't know. You know, he might not even run it anymore, but like, yeah.
I'll go over that one more time.
If Jaden one day starts talking with you, if he ever did
Yeah, I just got off the phone with CGC. Oh. What's up after this one? We're doing Gwenum on a. We're doing Gwenum on a Clayton Crane Spider-Man #1 facsimile Silver Virgin. I think it's a Virgin. So that's gonna be sweet. Page done. This is. I'm availing my pens here. Okay. Just got off the phone with CGC and they're saying, oh, you know, this book you sent in with Clayton's signature, it's going to get a green stripe because you drew on it, but you didn't send in his creator agreement. I said, well, yeah, I didn't see him witness it. And she just was like, oh. She's like surprised that me and him have comic book integrity, like we wouldn't just say that he signed it. Because we didn't witness him sign it, so you're not going to say we did.
It would affect her in such a negative way because then that completely shatters her idea that she believes in, that the Earth was made in 7 days and we're the only people, and you know, then what is God? Because if the aliens are real, then what is God? Is God? Did he also rule them? Because then that's a big religious conundrum that people are under now.
If she puts any stock into what came, I should say.
If she puts it in, you know, I don't know. Oh yeah, we're gonna do that. You'll get that in. And listen, and the reason why the pillow's on the lap is because obviously, you know, I have a boner for Blue Chew.
That's right.
Sponsor Code Haven.
Chew it, and that's it.
Code Haven.
And then just chew it, and then you're on your way to a more fun day.
What in our history is an interesting thing because how do we know that aliens? What did they just show up 20 years ago? Did they help win the Civil War?
Right.
What have
they done?
What have they done?
Yeah. Are they like an old-time assist leader? We don't even know it.
Did they build the pyramids?
Are they Isaiah Thomas?
Or John Stockton?
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, they didn't like
Well, they say the pyramids to this day can't be built with the precision with the modern machinery we have today cannot be built with the precision that they were built in 2,000 years ago. Built with 2,000 years ago. To this day, they can't. And also, the stone was so thick. It's so thick that it could only have been cut with diamond stud tools. So either these slaves of the Egyptians, who they think built the pyramids, were using diamond encrusted tools, or they got help from the
police system or something.
no, but they're saying to engrave in the stone, you have to have a thing that's harder than the stone, and the only thing harder than the stone at that time was done. You got to go to Jared. You have to go to Jared. Have to go to
there was no Jared okay back then.
To my knowledge, no.
No, right? When was those? Can you confirm that? When were those great?
Yeah. What was Jared? Jared Diamond Company created. Was it before or after the pyramids? Just do that. Okay. 1910.
Well, that was earlier than I thought it was.
Yeah.
But it was after the pyramid.
Right. Okay.
What about K? When did K start? See, the pyramids around here, the pyramids was 2550 BC. So we're all by about 4,500 years. So it wasn't Jared.
Not terrible.
No.
Khufu is the tallest pyramid.
Let me ask you a question. So it stands to reason that do you believe there is a normalcy within the alien species in and of itself, or have they progressed to a point where we don't even understand what life comes from? Are they just a big computer program running up there? Like, do they have vices? Do they have joys? Do they have recreation? Do they have love? Do they have relationships? Do they have terror? Or are they now just like literally like just an operational thing? You know, if they're learning, if they're coming down here to learn, observe, then that must. If they're an alien, it's like, oh my god, I can't stand it. Let's cover my shirt off.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and then an alien friend that's just like, don't even worry about it. You know what? Get your shoes on. Let's go to Earth because I'm gonna take out for the day. You're right now. Let's go down there right now. Let's just fly around. Go in the White House. Say what's up to Trump.
Like, is this a Disney World, or is it like our aliens right now? Are the aliens being sent to our planet right now with Pay Shed? Are they like the Elon Musk and Stephen Hawkins of their world, or are they like some lower form of science that they just sent out here?
Or are they so smart that like even their screeches are coming down here and like
right.
You know,
like they have found a way to get through a wormhole or a black hole, and they can come here for the day. Freaking day, they cut school, come here, go home.
Right.
Their parents don't even know that they're gone.
Went to Earth.
Yeah, I went to Earth, Mom.
Yeah.
You went to Earth when you were a kid.
Alien's going through a bad breakup. He's in a high position of power. We say he doesn't make an emotional decision. Push a button and we explode.
I don't know. No, but it is literally okay. And here's what I feel. We can move on from aliens if you want.
I'm enjoying it. We can move on, but I just don't know. Oh yeah, I just don't get like what's about to go on.
My question, but
do you think in our lifetime we're going to get to a point where more is revealed to the point where we're openly communicating?
Sal, here's what I want you to think about with history, and this is what I've been thinking about. For the majority of history, the things that we know right now that are common knowledge, the Earth is round, there's outer space, we revolve around the sun doesn't revolve around us. It's only the last couple of years. For the majority of recorded history, they believe things that we've done. Can you believe when they thought dragons were real and we revolve and the sun revolved around us and all that thing? So this was only 300 years ago. The top level scientists, George Washington, his doctors believed when he got an infection.
Aliens and shit. Listening to a new podcast called Sal and Chris present Hey Babe, Aliens Are Real and Keto is Dangerous, episode 2, and it's they're just like comedians. Oh, I don't even, I'm barely listening. These guys are just they're professional ding dongs, so they just like say really stupid stuff. But the Navy and the Pentagon did admit that they showed footage of UFOs last year, so they called them UFOs. I don't believe in aliens, though, personally.
Yes, I would let her date an alien right now. You would let her date an alien right now because number one, I'm progressive, and I'm forward thinking. Number two,
totally believe in aliens, but the shit they're saying is hilarious. Yeah, they're trying to. They're just screwing around. They're smarter than they make themselves out to be, but they're just joking. That's what you gotta do when you're a professional comedian. Is you kind of ham it up, say silly things.
So right now, if you ask me, I would prefer she can date whomever she wants, but if possible, go alien or Chinese. Perfect. She gets good in with an alien or Chinese, she might be stuck. Because then we can get off the planet and I can survive getting off the planet. Because right now it's gonna die. So are there
Chris, not Chris D'Elia, but Chris DiStefano. He's pretty funny. No, I don't. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't think that the UFOs are actually aliens. I think that the UFOs are people. I definitely believe that there's alien life out there for sure. I'm drawing aliens right now, bro. I love aliens. I think I said that wrong. I do believe in aliens, but what I don't believe is that the UFOs that the Pentagon and the Navy has revealed to us on video. I don't believe that that's aliens. I think that that's the government. Not our government, but a government, at least. Yeah, bruh.
Doesn't it look like Pam Grier? Oh, maybe it is. Yeah, what are we doing? You're right. Was that her? No. 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 Must not be. But yeah, so think about, you think that they're pets? Aliens? Yeah. There's got to be a species on the planet other than them. Yeah, because how progressive are they? That's a good point. Are they racist? Do they have the same imperfections that humans have? Are they sexist? Right. You know?
Space Force for a reason. Yeah, who made that? The government. They're just trying to. It's like in Watchmen, or that famous speech that Ronald Reagan had, or Orson Welles, or Philip K. Dick. These are all those are stories about what would happen if an alien invasion happened on Earth. Then we would basically stop the Cold War. We would stop whatever war is currently in progress or ramping up, and then we would all work together to fight against the aliens. So I think that if there were aliens, we would know. We wouldn't be like, oh, look, honey, there's an alien in the air. Nah, they would make themselves. They would make themselves very well known. I wouldn't even believe it, man. I don't know. I just have that much distrust for the government. I don't trust them with anything. Anything that comes from the government, I think already is a lie. I'm like, oh, you're lying to me. I'm so paranoid about that.
And for 40 years now, people are just calling on Blue City James.
Your favorite invasion movie? Mine's Invaders from Space and Mars Attacks. I don't think I've seen Invaders from Space, but Mars Attacks rules, dude. I like Mars Attacks. I don't know. I never really thought about an invasion movie. I don't know. Alien movies in general, though. I really like the Alien series, like Ripley Scott, or Ridley Scott did. Ripley's the main character. Ridley Scott did Prometheus and Covenant, and the Aliens, Alien Resurrection, all those old ones. Love them. They got those new Alien comics from Marvel coming out soon. Duck the government, my terrible family work for me. Oh, that's good. Well, what do they do? What do they do for the government? There's all kinds of jobs.
To me, that just felt like a shot at me because I thought that I was.
So pumped about the new Marvel Alien series in March, yeah.
You just said Chris Pratt not really that tall. Well, he's not like towering where it's like, well, that's a big guy.
Yeah, I might have to get some of those.
The reason why I bring it up is because for me, I guess for my own coping strategies, when I see a guy like the Chris Pratt who seems like he has it all, he's jacked, he's ripped, he's the lead of movies, I just say, well, maybe he's short and I'm taller than him, at least I have that. Yeah,
Jonathan, baby. Dad is retired Secret Service. That's badass. That's an honorable job. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. You never know. Depends on the person. I'm sure your dad's a good guy. I'm surrounded by you spooks, though. Jeez, I'm like, ugh. Jonathan Beebe basically works for the government right now, even though he's retired. Now I got this guy here, freaking Stromlin's working for the government. You guys are all CIA plants, man, trying to get to me. CIA's like, oh god, his art is terrible. Send him some people to comment on his video. They sent me you guys. You guys are working together, aren't you? And some secret government shit. God damn it. Every time. Everywhere I go, everyone turns out to be a government spook. My uncle is retired full bird in the Army. I don't know what that means, full bird. Does that mean he's in the Air Force? Work is awesome. Thank you, Billy Kerwin. Appreciate that, man. How you doing today? What's for dinner, guys? What's up? I think I'm having steak for dinner. What do you do for the government? I just got here. I was just joking. He doesn't work for the government. Billy Kerwin, these videos relax my PTSD from serving. God damn, these government retired spooks, they're everywhere, man. All you guys report back to me, don't you? Or report back on me. You're like, here's what he was doing today. Here's what he said about the government.
I was like, we got there, and they're like, oh, you go on around like 9:40, it was like 7:30, and they're like, in 0 room, they just killed him. Quiet.
I've been off contract for a while now, Austin. Yeah, sure you have. Got it, brother. Full bird colonel. Why do they spell colonel with an L? Colonial. Colonial. Why is that colonel? Why does it make it? Makes no sense. Ooh, you're having steaks too? Nice. Billy. I like that. Jonathan, 100% service connected. PNT for PTSD. Billy, hope you're having a good day, brother. Thank you for your service. Yeah, thanks, Billy. Thank you all for your family members' service and your individual service. I know Jonathan Beebe also is a veteran. That was a knuckle dragger, the lowest of the low. Thank you, and for your dads. Yeah. Billy being a battle buddy. 11 bang bang. See, now I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. Now you're talking code words. Code words and code phrases. Bunch of Illuminati government spooks in my chat. Trying to disrupt me from the inside. I get it. I see what you're doing.
You want to talk about punks of the century, Denzel Washington and Chris Pratt. Yeah, that's a score. That you got like it's unbelievable. I'm like, this guy, so I'm like, I'm so excited. Let me do something memorable. So I had the idea. Let me go. Someone ran to the corner store for me and bought a pack of Hanes undershirts. Hanes white undershirts, 100% cotton. Like fruit of the loom. Yeah, exactly right. And I got a black Sharpie.
Xavier Falls, what's up, buddy? How you doing today? You score any more hours on Minecraft, Xavier? Jonathan says, I may go back on contract soon. One of my 1SGs from Old Guard is high up in triple canopy now. What does any of that mean, Jonathan? And I don't want you to explain it. It's too complicated. 11 Bravo is infantry, which was to become a tomb guard. Oh, that's cool. Hoping to be picked for the Old Guard out of a basic, which I was. Infantry, we refer to it as 11 Bang Bang, 11 Pew Pew. That's funny.
Okay, so we set it up. I love it with build it to because I have never seen this clip, and I'm genuinely excited.
Can't wait. Austin is doing a commission for Memorial Day for attorney for vets. Yeah, families of lost ones for me. Yep, that's true. He gave me a 9/11, or no, you have the other one. No. I've actually got like three projects for veterans in here, so you guys will see those. Let's see. I think yours was the Spawn one, wasn't it, Billy? Yeah, Billy's getting this Spawn done because Spawn was a mercenary. I think he was also a veteran for the army before that. But he's an army guy, and this is a gunslinger Spawn. So we're gonna do. I still haven't decided yet. I think I'm gonna do. What do you guys think? Either like a modern day soldier with all of his modern day armor and like a digital camo or whatnot, and like changes his what is that, like an '06 or 302 thing? Change it to like a cool assault rifle, or should I change it into like a World War I guy, or maybe a World War II soldier? Since those guys are all kind of dying now, they're all gone, I guess, right? So something like that. And Billy, you're number 4 in line, Billy. So we're gonna be getting to yours pretty quick here at some point, a few days, next week for sure. He likes WW2. That's a good idea. Who's the first Marvel character you remember drawing? Ooh, Xavier. It's probably Spider-Man. You should have seen it yesterday, man. Look at my stream last night, Xavier, and at a certain point I actually go through my sketchbooks that I have right here. I'll show you my Venom and my sketchbooks from when I was 6 and 8 years old. So I've got some sweet Marvel drawings in here. Here's my 6-year-old drawings, and I'll just show you one real quick. So where did it go? I just had it. Hold on. I just happen to have these right here, so I'll show you. Oh, okay. Venom. Look at that. 6 years old. That was 21 years ago. I drew that in Spider-Man. So there's some of my earlier Marvel characters for you. Veterans Day especially comes with certain carnage versus Venom. Right, buddy? Right? What? That would be cool if Billy, that rifle could be turned into an M14. Yeah, something like that. So World War II would be sick. Yeah, an M1 Grand. Yeah, I remember that from Call of Duty. I used to play Call of Duty, and the M1 Grand was the Ally rifle. Did a vet attorney for. Nice. Wow, raised $2,000. That's awesome. Also with a Luger. He got off a dead Nazi. That'd be funny. Yeah, he should be carrying like some iron cross dog tags, right? Because he killed some Nazis. Just saw recently the Witz brothers. Oh wow. Yeah. I bet they're all gone now, probably, right? 2020. There might be a few of them still alive, maybe a handful. Love COD. COD is always fun. I used to play that a lot when I was like, COD is so old, man. I used to play that back when I was like 10 years old. It's crazy.
Did you feel horrible for the rest of the day because of that? Dude, I felt terrible. I felt like an idiot. I was just like, I was trying to help. I was trying to throw them a lob. Like I thought there was off on my shirt. And like right afterward, like were you like saying, "God, this is not nasty, not bad," but like when I was cracking up, because when we were saying goodbye, I went to go
Marky is still alive and one LT. I'm trying to remember the name from Easy Company. 2 granddads from. Oh, what? You have their M1s from World War II? That's badass. Well, maybe I'll do World War II then. Now that you guys have seen the cover, maybe send me some inspirational designs of their armor, because obviously I want to make it look authentic. I'm not just gonna draw like a army hat on them. I'll look up a really nice reference and make it look very authentic.
Two of the people that may just be, I think one of the comments will talk about them.
But I think they didn't talk about the fact that I denied the truth and had a significant Savant shirt.
You have, I don't know if you have done this right.
We can sell those shirts as merch.
Is that the merch? Is that the merch? That's the merch.
Honestly, if I still have that shirt somewhere, we can get the exact, like my exact handwriting reprinted on a new shirt, and we can sell my Mythican Savant shirt.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, have you been on Rippa since then? Did you mention that?
No.
You have to mention
time was Ryan's secret, and so I didn't mention it. And I learned my lesson, by the way. When it just came out, I smiled and I talked about, like, you know, fruitcake or something, and I left.
All right, well, there you go. I missed Savant, Bombs on Kelly, Rippa, Aliens, everybody else.
I wish Spiders was still alive. That guy's a psycho. Have you ever watched Band of Brothers? I have not. I've heard that is the greatest World War II show ever. It's on HBO, right? I'm just not I don't like watching old war stuff, really. It doesn't do anything for me. Some of the modern war stuff I can get into, but that old stuff is really, maybe I just gotta get older for that, you know, I gotta have like old guys love that shit. You know, like everybody's grandpa just cannot stop watching World War II docs. I've heard it's very captivating though. Spears is the one that runs from one side of the German-controlled village to the other so that the Easy Company doesn't get themselves in a situation where they're shooting at each other or committing fratricide. Oh, there's a good design. Man, it really will make you cry, too. Yeah, probably. I believe it.
Every Thursday.
Well, Hey comes out every Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So hit the subscribe button on our YouTube, No Pressure Network.
And what we're doing is, especially it comes out.
You like Saving Private Ryan? Never seen it, bro. I've had the whole story spoiled for me. I think I've actually seen part of it on cable, but I never sat down and watched it, to be honest. Sorry guys, I gotta find something to put on.
Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button.
Shut up. In any case, the Germans were stunned in how he wasn't hit by MG-42 fires insanity. So I take it that's a true story then. So I don't know anything about it. Seriously need to watch the first 30 minutes of Saving Private Ryan. We give you a new perspective of what this guy went through on D-Day. Coming through. You know, I think that's the scene that I have seen from Saving Private Ryan, because I watched part of it on cable, and that's like, I think I might have even watched that in school. Now that I think about it, I think I've seen it twice. I think my teacher put that on once just to show us what it was like, you know, for them coming in on those crappy boats up to, what is it, Normandy, and the barriers, and how they just went in the first like 100 battalions of guys or whatever just were slaughtered, and then after that a few of them survived, and like just everyone just basically got annihilated, and they had no choice. They had to do it. It's pretty brutal. Xavier says I'm playing Minecraft right now. Nice, bro. Nice. That's a good game, man. It's good for your brain, in my opinion. A huge history buff. Midway is my favorite right now, and Heartbreak Ridge was stationed. Interesting. I didn't know. Billy M. Kerwin is a fellow TBI warrior. I think Jonathan is too, bro. Jonathan Beebe. He was a veteran. He has a story of how that happened. It's crazy. They have documentaries before and after each episode with actual veterans. Oh wow. Well, now that's interesting. I didn't know that they have actual veterans in the show. Maybe now I'll actually watch that because that's badass. I did not know.
Now, this is important because this kind of monologue that Rex Strickland offers in the form of a diary entry kind of overlays everything that we see going on in this town. And so one of the things they sort of hit at here is that sending Eddie on this mission was almost as much of a test as it was just a need for help. And the reason why this kind of concept came in is because Rex Strickland in Grendel, he became aware of the nature of Null, Null's existence, the power he possessed, and the fact that Null would reach for the Earth one day. And so looking at that, it was kind of like, okay, if Eddie can't do something as simple as like face off against these Grendels and basically stop
Billy, I DM'd you about Midway.
against somebody like Null. But as you saw with Rex kind of talking about Eddie Brock and so on and so forth, one of the things we talked about is Flash Thompson's Agent Venom. And the Flash Thompson's Agent Venom was a far more effective Venom than Eddie Brock was. Now, a lot of that was because of the military training and history that Flash Thompson had, and the fact that he was basically a government-sanctioned symbiote, kind of operating out there doing his own thing. But he was far more effective. He understood the necessity of nuance. He understood getting in there and kind of practicing espionage, stealth tactics, different things like that. He's not like Eddie, right? Eddie's the guy who just goes running in, guns blazing, right? Even if he doesn't need to, and even when he shouldn't, it's all he really knows. Where he's just kind of a blunt object, just attacking whatever's in front of him. That's why a lot of fans really like Flash Thompson as Agent Venom more than Eddie Brock, because you got to see somebody use the Venom symbiote in a way that you would normally never really see. Which is why I say we should probably cover that story, if for no other reason than the fact that it really kind of permeate and attach itself to this story, kind of bookend, and show us how the other, how the symbiotes can be used. But at the end of the day, Rex kind of he hopes to best.
This commission is really coming together. Way sick. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I think it's gonna really pretty badass once I put the finishing touches on. It's really hard to see how something's gonna look until it's all done, you know. But you'll see.
And with a quickness, Eddie was taken over exceedingly fast. And that's one of the big struggles that we're kind of left to solve here with regards to the King and Black story. Because what you're talking about is a being so astronomically powerful, he was able to overtake the Celestial. That's no small feat, right? Being able to run up on a Celestial being in the sky and create, like, life, they create stars and galaxies. They're on par with Galactus in terms of power. And so being able to subjugate a multitude of Celestials is not a small thing for them. So then you have like Eddie Brock with a Venom symbiote. And it's kind of like, how can you possibly hope to stand against Null in the first place? And that's the first thing that Donnie Cates shows, right? Null ripped the symbiote off Eddie Brock, dropped Eddie Brock to his death, and the symbiote actually begged him to leave, right? It's like, no, like, you're not taking from Eddie, he absolutely needs me. This is really one of the best developments that came from the work of Donnie Cates, and even from the people that came before him with regards to the Venom story, is it gave the Venom symbiote more humanity. Instead of it just being the symbiote that wanted Eddie Brock and was pissed off and Spider-Man rejected it, they're just going to get revenge by doing bad things, and eventually he teams up with Spider-Man, fight Tony. Instead of something like that, the Venom symbiote actually has a mind of its own. It has desires, it has ambitions, it wants to stay a good guy. It doesn't want to be, kind of influenced into the fold of Null and kind of get into a place of subservience. It wants to keep being a good guy alongside Eddie. And that's cool. That's a really, really amazing concept. But ultimately, the Venom symbiote is seemingly absorbed by Null back into his essence, and then in turn, Eddie's just kind of left to fall to his death. Now, this is probably one of the most beautiful moments of this story, right? This is why Donnie Cates smashes it when it comes to his handling of Venom. So here's the thing. This is what's so cool about this. And stories like this, these are the kind of stories that we reference when we do character explanation videos and things like that, about how, like, the character is totally real. Just like when we talk about Magneto, for example, we talk about how, like, the Uncanny X-Men issue number 200, Magneto totally changed
Yeah, I got hit by a 240 breach, 250 millimeter breach modifier round version of 7. Oh yeah. Got my TV. I wasn't grizzly. Sure. Yeah. Physical therapy kit. You guys on the flip. See you later, Cliff. Have a good day. So, my grandfather stormed Hitler's bunker. My other grandfather placed the bomb for Hiroshima. I have tattoos for both the big units. Wow, that's awesome. Oof. Alright, see you later, man. Have a good day, guys. Very interesting.
This kind of horrific circumstance that I've been living in my entire life. This desire for revenge and all this anger and wrath and guilt over the course of my life. But this thing that's dominated me, this thing that's controlled every waking hour, everything that makes me who I am. Do not let my son inherit. One thing that I do want to point out, pretty much everything from the time that Noel lost Eddie Brock until we get to the end of this comic happens in the span of 32 seconds. 32 seconds, and that's all you get. And I love stories like that, right? Where like all these things happen in the span of 32 seconds. Well, Eddie Brock falling to his death, these symbiotes of Noel they're getting to work, right? Like they're attacking New York. The Avengers are all being just kind of taken over by the symbiotes. Like Spiderman's doing what he can, Captain America's doing what he can, but they're literally fighting a living army of beings. They're almost kind of like a walking, talking liquid. It's very difficult to overcome that, especially when they're empowered by a guy who's a multiversal force of power, right? It's not a simple thing. And so as Eddie Brock continues to fall, he begins to realize the entirety of New York is basically lost, right? It's completely pumped. Now from there you switch over to Dylan, right? Again, this is still in the span of this 32 seconds. You switch over to Dylan, and Dylan, kind of has a radio of sorts and manages to hijack or somehow attach himself to the frequency that Iron Man and all the Avengers. And Iron Man's kind of like, how in the world did you possibly get this? And he was like, well, I got it from some person. Spider-Man, he gets pissed off at Spider-Man because he thinks he's the one that gave it to Dylan. But at the end of the day, Iron Man's like, look, you got to keep this radio channel clear, right? Like, this is how the Avengers are talking to each other. We need to know what's going on. We can't have some kid, hijacking the airwaves, want to know what happened to his dad. We've got it under control. We're doing the best we can here. If you've got a TV, watch that instead. And then cuts off Dylan. And Dylan starts to get pissed off because when that happens, he literally tries to reach out with his ability to tap into Null to try to see what's happening.
Talk to you later.
City itself, which is still part of Null, actually pushes out Dylan and says, no, you cannot access this. You cannot access Null. If you access Null, you'll know where you are, right? You'll figure out where you can at, and he'll come to you, right? So, no, like, get out of the brain of Null and just forcefully eject him. And, for Dylan's part, when he was talking to the symbiote, he felt fear, right? He felt fear and actually care. And that's when he's kind of like, like mentioned, what did they not, like, what didn't they want me to see? And that's when he looks at the TV and he sees Null ripping off the symbiote of Eddie Brock. Now, of course, he's seeing this after it's already happened, but he's seeing like the symbiote being ripped off Eddie, and then Eddie being thrown to his death. And so as Eddie continues to fall, there's actually a helicopter that's trying to outrun one of these giant, these brindles, right? One of these giant, symbiote bats, whatever you want to call them, symbiote dragons. Eddie kind of warns him, like, you can't outfly this thing, right? Like, you've got to just, you literally have to land somewhere and just run.
Look at Zeke. Austin Horn, having trouble with that. I don't know what you're phrasing on that. Blowing on the Austin Horn. Interesting phrasing.
Every single bone in his body, or at least most of it, but he'll survive. And the reason why is because he goes crash landing onto a car, which is covered in symbiote goo. But with that being said, guys, that's where it is. This massive cliffhanger. If you guys are new here to Comics Explained, make sure you guys hit the sub button and become part of the Raw Report. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like. And I'm going to tell you guys, I am absolutely loving King in Black. It was every bit worth the wait. It was every ounce worth the wait. Well, let me know what you guys think. Like, I love it. Let me know what you guys think about King in Black. You guys love it. This is one of the coolest things. But, yeah, I will catch you all later. Peace.
That's so wrong. It's pretty wrong. Pretty wrong. Constantly posting work on that. Thanks, man. We'll be on, as I said last night, to see you finish this, but I'll catch up on everything. I have a Christmas thing I gotta go do. Christmas! Oh man. Hate Christmas. Just kidding, bro. That's cool.
We're calling commentary.
Yeah, because instead of doing, we're always sick of hearing, people trying to fill up an hour and a half or even half an hour of things trying to say something. We just decided we do a few minutes on each episode.
Which is all we really have to say about each episode.
Yeah.
And then we would have just filled it up with a bunch of crap. So,
but we're happy to be doing this one because I think the third season is really where South Park started to turn the corner, in our opinion, and become at least good to us. Because second season we didn't really like so much.
yeah, looking back, a lot of South Park fans feel the same way. There's a lot of funny stuff in the second season. I mean, it's better than a lot of stuff. But
we were still trying. We were just trying to figure out still what it was and how to do it. And this was the first time that this season I think we really started to turn it around. And the main reason was because we were doing the movie at the same time, and we were learning so much about structure and character and all that during the movie that we were then able to start applying to the show. But it was tough trying to. We were trying to do the movie.
Yeah, of course I'll send you this game, man.
At the same time, all the way through. Halfway through this season, we were making the movie at the same time. We had one building here and one building about a mile away that we had to keep running back and forth between.
Cool stuff. And this episode was inspired by Trey's trip. Trey went to Costa Rica with him and his and he came back to but somehow it was really funny on Black Guy's voice.
We used to always do the voices of his parents, which weren't his parents at the time. We used to always do those voices in college.
Yeah.
And we did the whole Loch Ness Monster thing.
For some reason, it had to be a black guy, but it had to be about the Loch Ness Monster, so that's why Chef kind of is Scottish. He's from Scotland.
The thing about the Loch Ness Monster and the Girl Scout cookies, I remember we did that in college way before we done
Yeah. Yeah, way before, yeah. We were going to shoot a whole short film that was all about that. And so we never worked it into Chef, but it seemed like a perfect thing for Chef's parents. And it was the first time that Comedy Central let us do, because originally Trey and I wanted to do the voice of Chef. Trey or I, one of us, wanted to do the voice of Chef, and we were against getting another person to play it. Although I'm glad we did, because Isaac Hayes does a great job, and that was a good decision. But originally, the network didn't want us to do it because it was considered racist for a white person to do a black person's voice.
By the way, it's good for you to get a veteran following. There are a lot of stuff there, active, retired, hurt, not hurt. But we have a common bond, man. I'm trying to figure out what it will take to get that Kurt versus Venom off you. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Right. Bring it out your cold dead hands. Well, I don't think I can give that one away because that was my favorite one. And I think that might have been the first thing the first piece of art he ever gave me too. So, can't give it up, bro. But we might be able to get you your own. Clayton is pretty hardcore about what he prints and what he doesn't print, but I'm always trying to get him to reprint that one, so maybe he will. We'll see if we can get him to reprint it, and then he can give you like an infinity signature or something.
We kind of figured out that we think that's the way Bjork writes. She writes kind of a very standard song. When we did it backwards.
Yeah, everyone was walking around.
My wife wants to see it really quick. Sure.
So yeah, that's about all I can say about this show. All we can keep on this show, so you want to hear it.
I have a shit ton of Clayton's prints, but this is really the only signed print I have by him. See that weird signature down there? It says 2010. And this was just like something he gave me when I first met him. After I told him that this was my favorite piece by him. And yeah. But I got shit tons of prints, but I don't even have him sign them because it doesn't really mean too much to me to have him sign them. I just want to have it, I don't really want to have it signed necessarily. I have so many of his prints and books and stuff, and the only ones that are signed are the ones that he signed. without asking me if I wanted it to be signed. So yeah, let's see. I've probably got like 5, 6, probably like 12 prints right now, just for my personal collection. But they're really nice ones. I'll get more too. I just never really went out of my way to get more. I could have had as many as I wanted, really. He just gave me the box and he said, take what you want. This one, this one, this one.
We also did this episode. I remember we did something. We did a Jar Jar inspired thing for the MTV Movie Awards that year. So Star Wars came out. We had this great idea. We were going to do this for the short. Chris Rock and great short we had, and MTV wouldn't let us do it because they wouldn't let us do it because of screwed up their advertisers that were big George Lucas, supporters because of Star Wars is such a big movie. So we had to do something. After getting shut down there, we had to do something about Jar Jar and the series. And I loved it. And we ended up doing the Scientology thing for the MTV. That was the next the next time. So we didn't do anything. No, we didn't do anything. But I remember, so I think this episode came out in June. And South Park movie came out July 19th. And so, I guess we grew up against Wild Wild West. Yeah. But I just remember that these were airing in June, because that means we were making them in June. And we were trying to get the movie, and Paramount was freaking out. Going, you guys, your air date, the movie's coming out in 2 weeks, and you're still working on it. Like, yeah, we got 2 more weeks. What are you talking about? And and then this run ended, and then the movie came out right afterwards. And we took a break, yeah. Finally. And then the third one. That's all I got to say about it. I think that's it for this episode of the commentary. Right over here. Okay, this is the 4th episode, and Matt had to go to the bathroom, so this is just Trey doing commentary. I'll be doing both myself and Matt doing commentary on this episode. So this is actually one of my favorite episodes. Isn't it one of yours, Matt? Yeah, this is my favorite episode too. This is sweet. Oh, back. All right, here. Is this it? Yes, this actually is one of my favorite all-time episodes because this is one of the most bizarre things we ever did. But we always had the habit of putting real photos into things, like that the photo of Mr. Adler's ex-girlfriend. But this time we actually took it another step and let him have flashbacks that were all shot on video. And the woman in the photo is Pam Brady, whose name you probably see come up a lot on South Park movie and South Park shows, because she was one of the very first people that we developed the show with, and she was a writer on the show and writer on the movie, and a very, very dear, great friend of ours. Just the spirit of South Park on the people. Yeah. And so it was great. We just spent a day, I remember, shooting her on skis and pretending to fly.
I just loved that. Then she then had me take her to see more of Clayton stuff again, and I'm only allowed to buy hers and stuff I want. Dude, yeah, Clayton stuff is insane, bro. Tell you what, here's the deal. If you really want to just get, mine and Crane stuff, or, get whatever you want, but, like, if you really want to invest in Crane stuff, save up your money, and then when the next tour rolls around, I can help reserve a bunch of stuff for you. You know what I mean? Like, don't tell everybody that. Even though I'm saying it in a live video. I can't get stuff for you per se, but like at the end of the tour, any leftover stuff, for instance, I could easily claim it for you. We'll put it that way.
I remember nothing. We did for this episode. I remember this the other day. I was talking to my friend. This was like a couple months ago. you had to learn how to use the tin snips, and he would say,
Tin snips.
pick out a piece of tin, he would say, you take your tin snip,
Take the tin
you line it
snips.
up on the tin, and you
You wind it up on the tin, and you snip.
So we all walk around school making fun of him. It was pretty sweet because I haven't even told you this, but we were just in South Dakota. We were in Rapid City, South Dakota, and we were at the airport, and this guy recognized
I
me.
was in Rapid City, South Dakota recently.
I was with Pam Brady, and he goes, "You're the woman in that episode." And we all just kind of looked at him, kind of for a minute, forgetting, and the dude starts going, "Richard, Richard," doing her lines, and it was just amazing. We were like, "You're the coolest guy ever!" Wow. And Pam was totally flattered to be recognized. That's great. She did a great job in this. Yeah. I don't know. Like this, it's just so weird. like, what the hell is this right here? We're gonna stop the commentary here, but first I have to watch this live action scene with Pam. It's so weird. Why is it live action?
So stupid.
She's a fighter pilot. What is she? X. Well, that's another commentary for this. Let's do on the next one.
Bell rang. Can we go?
Oh, well, sure. Class dismissed.
Come on, you guys.
Okay, children, let's take our seats. We have something.
This is an episode called Sexual Harassment Panda, and this was definitely
Sexual harassment panda. Seriously, she is in love with that print too. We're talking about when Venom 2 There Will Be Carnage comes out and how at option some fan or possibly even someone from the set would be willing to pay $1 million for it. For that print?
once I started doing his voice with
I honestly don't know what the print run on that print was, but I don't know if somebody would pay $1 million because when you get to that level of fine art, you know, it's like it's got to be an original. It's not. That's not an original, by the way. It's just a print, obviously. But if it was like an original and it was a one of a kind, possibly some crazy number like 10,000 or more. But yeah, that would be nice. I would trade it for $1 million. I would trade it for. I would trade it for like $10,000. I would trade it for that, but I don't think anybody would. Like Woody Harrelson or Tom Hardy, either would be. I mean, it's possible. You never know. Some crazy fans out there, dude. Are they really into it though? Or are they just actors who just have a job? You know? Are they really into it?
Fighting the Frizzies at 11. We've all heard of Rudolph and his shiny nose. So this is another cold open show we did. And again, what happened was that Mary Kay, the woman who had done all the female voices, killed herself. And we had these shows to do. And so came up with the idea of basically animating the Christmas album that we had made because we spent several weeks with Mark Shaman, the guy we did the music for the movie with, and we made a Christmas album. It turned out great. Everyone really loved the Christmas album. It's called Mr. Hankey's Christmas Classic, and it turned out real good. And a lot of people didn't, because we made the mistake of putting a live action Mr. Hankey on the cover, so people didn't know it was South Park. So not a lot of people bought it, and we were kind of bummed out that we had worked so hard for something that nobody saw. So we decided, let's animate the songs and put them on TV. And so this is just songs from that Christmas album animated. Yeah, done like almost like music videos. Yeah. And it also has the great thing that Fighting the Frizzies at 11, which is a direct homage to the Star Wars Christmas special, which aired one time in like 1977 or 1978. It's this horrible Christmas special. The most common thing. Like all Wookiees trying to have a Christmas. Yeah, it's the Chewbacca's Kids Christmas. What's so funny is that one of the tapes that rounded of it, someone just taped it off a TV. Yeah, because it never went on sale. Somebody just happened to tape it off TV. And on TV was some obscure news reporter that kept coming on and saying, "Fighting the Frizzies," which I guess he meant hair frizzies. Yeah, hair frizzies, yeah. But we just thought it was so sweet that we redid that too. And it's probably one of the most obscure things we've ever done in South Park. Just about every single person was like, "What the hell was
daughter's having a dang breakdown and will not be attending this Christmas party after all. She's going straight insane at the moment. Well, wonder why she's upset. Kids sway back and forth, bro. She'll probably be good to go in like 10 minutes. Oh, I don't know. Who knows? Your kid. But you get your kid under control, bro.
There's actually one between Jesus and Santa, which is great, that we couldn't put on the album because we couldn't clear some of the songs in it. Is that what it was? Yeah. And then we got them cleared for this. So. But this song here, this is the dreidel song, which of course is a traditional Hanukkah song, but this is a perfect example of how damn good Mark Shaman is at arranging, because he really did a great job of arranging this. We were at dinner with a lawyer's house, and Courtney Cox was there. And I remember she came up and she said, "Hey, thanks a lot for putting me in that song." Just thinking that we would know. And I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Because this was just last Christmas when they were doing a repeat. Yeah. So she had just seen it, and I just forgot about it. I was like, "What?" And I remember that we put her in the song. But part of it was we just had such a great time with Mark. You know, a lot of days was just me and Mark and Matt hanging out at Mark's house and writing songs for the South Park movie. But when it was over, we were all kind of sad, and so we said, "Let's do a Christmas album." And we just started doing it. Yeah, that's about how it happened. And we did the music video. And I think it turned out so good that you should probably just watch it, and we should probably stop talking about it. Is that enough for this micro commentary? Good. Let's see you next time on Commentary Mini.
So what are we gonna do for New Year's Eve? It has to be awesome. I know. It's probably gonna be.
So this was the episode we did for the new millennium. It was from 1999 to 2000 New Year's. And I remember Comedy Central just wanted a millennium show because it was something everybody was doing. Everyone, a millennium episode of this and that and the other. And so really our season was over. It ended with that Christmas special, but then I don't remember, did we come back in January and make this, or did no? I think we made it before we left. That's weird that we actually did a show ahead of time. Yeah, I think we left. But everyone, it was like no one cared because we're so sure Y2K was going to hit, and then all the computers were going to stop, and it was going to be World War III. So we did. But I remember, because on New Year's Eve, I was in Times Square. Yeah, where were you? In Colorado. I was in Steamboat Springs, snowboarding. I thought that would be the perfect place to hang out for the millennium. Perfect place to die. Perfect place for World War III. Steamboat Springs, Colorado. But yeah, this is where Carter gets his period. And this is also an episode where we see God. Yeah, this is the first time we knew that Jesus looked like Jesus and talked like Jesus, but we had to have. I remember we talked a long time. What should God look like? Should it be the sort of grandfather figure we always see, or like a Vishnu kind of thing, or like? And then we ended up making it a sort of like a midget hippopotamus lizard thing. Hippopotamus thing. Yeah. Which is kind of like, why not? Yeah. I mean, every religion has their own version of God, and none of them really make sense. You would hope that God would be that cool. That, like, if he can take any form, that he'd do something that would just fuck with your head really bad, and do like midget hippopotamus or something. This usually doesn't show in Las Vegas, right? Yeah. Look at that shot with those TV cameras. God damn those TV cameras. Look at the TV cameras in that shot. They're like 1930. That's probably the worst. Yeah, and we just caught that back 4 months ago when we were doing the show. What the fuck are those TV cameras? These TV cameras, and we never what the fuck are those? And so yeah, this Jesus sort of the same thing as Groundhog Day, basically. Yeah. Why did Jesus pick Las Vegas to come back? Because he has to put on a huge show. He feels like people don't care anymore, and so now he's got to put on a huge show. So he gets, what's his name? Rod Stewart. That's right. It's Rod Stewart to come out and he poops his pants. Oh, that's right. And I can't remember. I remember we had to do this episode, and then I guess it was really weird the way the season worked out. We sort of owed shows or something. I don't remember at all. But really, the season should have just ended with the Christmas show. And there's the address. The address on the show of Jesus is 80122, which I think is the zip code in Colorado. Probably where you live. No, mine's at Eric 65. Mine was 80120. Probably where Eric is. Some smarty. I have a little trivia for you. But what I'm really interested in is there's still one show left in this run. And I don't know what it possibly could be, because we basically did all this. We did the Christmas show, we did a New Year's show, and yet they're saying there's one more show left in this DVD season. And
I don't know about you, but I can't wait to find
I
out.
think we should just move right on.
Well, dude, did you get your period yet?
So we just saw that the slate, it's the Brown Noise, is was the last show of this run, and that seems really bizarre. I guess what we did was we did like a run of 6 leading up to Christmas, and then we did Millennium and this as a little 2-week run in January. I guess. I think Comedy Central just sort of took them as they came. At that point, we were just trying to get things done. But I'm actually pretty stoked because this is one of my favorite episodes. Not so much in execution, but purely in wrongness.
Yeah.
This is one of the most fucked up things we've ever done. In fact, Danny DeVito told us that this was his favorite episode because it's just the most fucked up thing. The fact that Mr. Garrison has to deal with the fact that his father never molested him as a child. And he feels that, other kids were molested, and so their parents were obviously attracted to him, and why wasn't I attracted? What was wrong with me? And so Garrison spends a lot of time in this episode trying to get his father to molest him, and it never really.
Like if he gets his father to molest him, then everything will be okay. It's like the reverse after school special from Elle. And then the other thing in this is the concept of the brown noise, which I remember we were doing something with the Gus brothers, the producers, one time, and they're the ones who told us that they were actually researching this thing called the brown noise, which is I mean, I've heard it in other places, some kind of legend, yeah. I mean, that it actually the French or the Germans, I don't remember which side, were trying to come up with this noise. Apparently, there's a certain frequency that if it's hit for long enough, it just causes your valves to involuntarily just let loose and you shit your pants. And they were trying to try to figure out what that frequency was, or they used the frequency, and they were trying to figure out how to blast it on loudspeakers across the front line to make it shit themselves. And that's a true story. So of course, when we heard that, we were street.
Yeah. And you make it back again.
Yeah, so that's what we thought.
We'll do that. But this really brings us to the end of this, and I'm a little sad because I've had such a great time, and I wish there was a lot more episodes for us to sit here and commentary over, and I'm sure that you wish you could hear us talk about longer. But unfortunately, there's just not more shows until I guess they do season 4.
So if you like mini commentary, let us know on the website.
Because it was our idea that basically, because I don't like listening to people ramble and ramble and ramble and ramble and on and on and on and ramble and just try to fill up time by going on and on and on and rambling and just going on and rambling just to try to fill up time.
Which is what you have to do when you have 22 minutes of show.
I mean, we honestly just don't have 22 minutes worth of things to say in each episode. So, we said let's just do a couple minutes per episode. And
The DVD company wanted us to just do commentary on 1 or 2 episodes.
right. And even that, we'd rather do, all in all, we've done several minutes.
We've done probably 30 minutes altogether if you added up everything.
Yeah.
A little space in between.
And I think you did a great job. And
I think you did a great
I
job.
think the whole thing. I think we're enough to end.
Well, I think for season 3, Trey deserves the best commentary game between me and Trey. And maybe
I
all
think we
both
both be nominated.
And I think Trey should win. I got second place. And maybe not season 4, if everyone liked commentary mini, they can write in and maybe I'll win the next
And
one.
we'll see you on season 4. And everyone, just throw away your season 2 DVDs because I don't like those shows. Thanks, everyone. See you later. All right, everyone. This is the commentary for this thing. This is Trey Parker.
Hi, Matt Stone. Can't wait to get into another round of exciting commentary minis.
Yeah. As we have on other DVDs, we don't really believe in doing commentary over the entire thing because who wants to hear us talk for that long besides ourselves? And so we like to do what we call bite-size commentary, or actually this is more fun-size commentary, which will be a bit shorter. But
We're doing commentary lecturables.
yeah. So in this shot, really what we were going for was the innocence of childhood. And you can see that we put 5 trees behind the boys and 2 trees behind the shot with Cartman. We believed that 7 trees best represented the innocence of a child.
That's true. That's true.
This was actually the first episode of the run, fourth season.
Yeah.
Which was only like 4 episodes long. It was in the spring. This is when we were doing kind of like 4 episodes here and 5 episodes there. And but this was the first episode of the year 2000, which is why it's called Tooth Fairy's Tax 2000, because we just everything was about, you know, as soon as the new year started, it was like this 2000 and that 2000. Yeah. So we just decided to call every episode whatever it was.
We didn't end up doing it. We ended up doing it just for 4 episodes. We were going to do it all year, but then it didn't account the news roster.
But this episode has the glorious distinction of being the first episode that Timmy was in.
Right here.
This was, yeah.
This is all that. This is in this episode. It was just this joke that Kenny needed to get his tooth pulled out, and Timmy was going to be, you know, because the wheelchair was going to.
We were just thinking, okay, what's a funny way we can have Kenny's tooth be pulled out, and we came up with, let's have it like be a little handicapped kid in a wheelchair.
And this was a big fight with the network, this scene.
Yeah, Comedy Central was like, no way, you cannot do a kid in a wheelchair.
So we had this big fight with them, saying that, look, and our defense was, and it still is with Timmy and people who have problems with characters like that, is we think of Timmy, and the boys think of Timmy as a full-fledged human being, and he's not bummed out, and they're not ripping on him for his disability. He's just part of the fun, really. You know,
He's just part of the world like everyone else is.
Yeah.
Instead of like everyone wanting to sort of, without sounding too philosophical, instead of everyone just sort of liking to ignore handicapped people, it's like, for us, it was better to just make them a character. Right. So we finally won the fight. I remember there were all these notes going back and forth from the network saying, okay, well, like a little less, and a little more, and it was just, we kept going back and forth, but what happened, of course, was that Timmy was a big hit in the episode, and
no, what happened is that we decided we wanted to do the next episode. We wanted it to be all Timmy before this would air. Just before this would air, and then we had to convince the network that we wanted to do not just one little joke or one little scene, but a whole episode, which is coming up later on your wonderful DVD. But then Timmy became a huge sensation.
Yeah, and then within a day, literally, Comedy Central was like, we need more Timmy, guys. Do you want to do more Timmy episodes? Can we get some more Timmy shirts and Timmy crap to sell? And it was pretty weird for us because all the way up until then, whatever this was, like our second year or third year, it was like everywhere we went, it was always like, oh, you killed Kenny, or, kicked him in the nuts or something. And then all of a sudden, everywhere we went, it was Timmy, and everyone screaming Timmy at it, which was cool. It was a nice little revival for him.
You know that this is the episode that Richard Bells is in, right?
Yeah.
And how did we get? Wasn't it something like where we had his picture and instead we used Charlie Sheen? It was something we did for something. I can't even remember. But anyway, the reason why he's in this episode is because we used him in like an MTV Movie Award thing. Remember we did a Who Died This Year?
Yeah.
And we used Charlie Sheen instead of Richard Belzer. After we had promised Richard Belzer we'd use his photo. And he was a huge fan, and he was totally cool. And he was like, well, let me do a voice.
Yeah, that's right.
And so he does the mafia kid's voice in this. He does a great job, actually.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
But what's really funny, if you notice, in our usual way of how we, are always finishing the show Tuesday morning before it airs, you'll notice that at the very end, his character's voice changes a little bit, and that's because it's me doing it, because we couldn't get Richard Belzer to come in at 4 in the morning and do all the new lines. So.
And this is the one where Kyle has just a big trip out sequence at the end.
Yeah.
With Primus. Yeah. That was kind of a weird end to a show. But he just kind of said, all right, now everything's a big weird trip.
This was still in the seasons where we thought we needed a C story. This is before, like lately, we just do an A story. We first thought you had to have like A story, B story, C story, all in 20 minutes. And so trying to service all that, the show's not as good.
Yeah, it's better when you bite off less. As in a commentary mini.
Yeah, but my favorite scene in the show is the scene at the dentist where they're talking about the giant squirrel or whatever.
The chicken, or the squirrel.
Yeah. Squirrel chicken. But anyway, that's plenty for this episode. And we don't want people to be thinking that
we don't want to burn out
long on every episode.
How much was that? 6 minutes? Oh my God, that's almost like.
We're sorry, Maxie. We're sorry. We will not talk that long.
I've actually run out of money and can't go to the grocery store, so I leased him up.
So this episode was called Cartman's Silly Hate Crime, which was sort of our statement show against hate crime legislation,
Which we thought was silly.
we still think that. But part of this was right after. Oh, yeah, this was right after we had gone to the Academy Awards, actually, and it was
Is that right?
which is why we made Phil Collins Hill was because basically I had just lost the Academy Award to Phil Collins, and I didn't take it well. Because I was fully ready to lose the Academy Award for Best Song, but just not to Phil Collins. That just really bummed me out.
It's a bummer to be beaten by Phil Collins at anything in life.
But this episode might have been the first episode, or at least one of the first episodes to feature the voice of Token, which was played by our storyboard, our head of our storyboard department, Adrian. Just because he was the only black guy we had in the building. Well, I guess he had to be Token.
Yeah, it only made sense to use him. It didn't really make sense. Me and Trey couldn't get the right, I don't know, inflection, the right feel. We needed a black person. That's fine right there.
But I think my favorite part of this episode is when Cartman starts pulling Disneyland out of his ass. That was just sort of one of those things that the network couldn't even really give us notes on because they just didn't understand.
We were really surprised that they would let us do that because Disney is so hardcore about suing people. It's really hard to use Disney kind of stuff in that show and get away with it. And they let us do it. Another thing I remember about this episode is when Cartman gets sentenced and he gets sent to the juvenile detention center. The music that plays is an homage to Oz.
It is the music from Oz, actually.
Is it exactly music from Oz?
Yeah,
No,
because Anne sent it out, and actually the people that did Oz were big fans. And said, yeah, you can use our music.
So it's more than a normal. And right here you'll see how much care we're taking the voices. You'll see here, that's Trey, and then the other guy on the frame left, that's the other guy, me. And then at the end of the scene, it's Trey again. You'll see. That's me. That's me. Okay, so that voice goes with that guy. And then right here, you'll see. That's Trey.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
You know, we probably do that at least every other show where voices just change randomly.
And just because we just don't give a crap. That's really terrible.
But yeah, that's probably plenty about this episode actually. So we'll move right along
To more commentary.
Mr. Cartman, do you know a boy by the name of Token?
So this was the episode we did after we had done the Tooth Fairy show, where we just done that little scene with Timmy, the handicapped kid, and we just loved that scene so much that we said let's do a whole show with that kid.
Yep. So a whole show with Timmy. The network didn't like it too much. But I don't remember how we sold it though.
I think we basically just said, well, we don't have any other things this week, so it's either Timmy.
We don't have any other ideas.
So they went with Timmy. But it went over huge, and next thing we knew, Timmy was sort of the most popular character on the show.
And this show, I remember Isaac Hayes loved this show because it kind of, we do this whole thing with ADD and Ritalin. And Scientology is actually, they have one of their big programs is against Ritalin use for kids. I don't know why, but they're really actively against Ritalin.
Ritalin stopped Scientology?
No, the Scientologists run programs to keep kids off of Ritalin. They think it's like,
Well, see, they do one good thing.
they do for all the goofy stuff. All the goofy stuff they believe every once in a while there's a gem.
Oh,
Even a fool's right once in a while.
it's like the Nazis. But so this episode was what's funny about this too was that we decided once again to have Phil Collins on it because like it was pretty juvenile of us to put Phil Collins in an episode before this, make it Phil Collins Hill because we had lost to him at the Academy Awards. I think it was super juvenile to do it again the next week.
It was just downright lame.
It was just downright immature. So we thought that was sweet. And we actually, at the end of this, had him with an Oscar stuffed up his ass. And once again, if it would have been anyone else, we wouldn't have done it. It's just Phil Collins. And this was also, I remember this was we had fun doing the band equipment back up again to do Timmy's.
Yeah. When we actually cut a CD, remember they actually put out a CD, a small run of CDs of Timmy and the Lords of the Underworld.
And the lords of the underworld. Timmy, darkness will wear her with pain.
Difficult because it is extremely difficult to write entire shows around a character that can only say their own name.
But we keep coming up with these prop characters like Kenny and Timmy that you can't really do stories about, and then we insist on doing a whole story about them, and it's almost impossible to do if they can't talk. It's tough.
But Timmy's great.
Yeah. And we're into challenging storytelling.
Yeah. And speaking of challenging storytelling, I think we're gonna move right along to the next episode. This episode's called Concording Quintuplets, and it's actually one of the perfect examples of how we do things here at South Park. I remember this episode.
And the lords
Because
of
it was the
the
fourth one, we had
underworld.
no idea what it was going to be before it aired. The only idea we had was like, let's have quintuplets move in.
Well, I think we just seen a Cirque du Soleil too.
Yeah, but we're like, no, because remember first it was quintuplets because we actually did an ad where the girls were talking just in normal voices. Oh, yeah, that's right. And they were sitting there without accents or anything. And it was like, the boys meet, quintuplets. And it just had like a whole commercial that went out on Friday that was like just the girls talking. And then, of course, none of that ended up in the show because by Friday we had decided, oh, let's have them be part of Cirque du Soleil. And they're actually from Romania. And then we changed it all. But the other perfect example is because it got to be Sunday morning, and it's happened so many times in South Park. It was Sunday morning, and we kind of had half a show and no idea where to go with it or what to do. And it was Easter, right? Or it was right around Easter where the Elian Gonzalez thing happened.
Yeah.
And the whole thing with that kid, with that Elian Gonzalez kid happened, and we just watched the news that morning, and then we're like, let's just do that.
Yeah,
and we basically
we had the storyline where they were from Romania trying to defect, which is basically Elian Gonzalez from Cuba, and we said let's just make that the show.
Yeah, and so we sort of tweaked and changed the whole show, and then added this scene where, just like the images everyone had seen on TV on Sunday, the Janet Reno came in a bunny outfit and got and opened the closet on Stan, and it was the first time that sort of the people that were watching were really shocked at like how the hell did they do that? Because it was for an animated show to do something that basically had just happened 2 days before. People would just
It might have been a record. We might have broken some kind of record.
I think no one gives us credit for that, but I think we did break that record. And pretty soon, obviously, all animated shows will be able to do that. But I think we
All animated shows could do it now if they just got their shit together and worked hard like we do. Sitting around picking their ass. We work hard. That's the point.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing the fucking show on Big Show's Wednesday. We're doing it on Sunday because we work so hard. We do. It's just funny. We put everything up.
We work really hard. Yeah.
Well, we've done it a few times since, but this was the first one where like it aired on Wednesday and Thursday morning the phone started ringing literally from newspapers and people just going, okay, what the hell was that? How did you just do that one shot? Actually, we didn't do just that one shot. We really added that whole scene. And, we're able to do that. I mean, we needed something. We only had 15 minutes of show, so we had to put 6 or 7 more minutes of stuff together.
And this part, I mean, I really have a love-hate relationship with Cirque du Soleil. I do think they're really cool, but we do feel like a big fag.
It's pretty rough. It's just the perfect thing because it's basically just the Beijing circus, but repackaged in a faggy French way to make you like it. But it's still pretty cool to watch.
That's cool, I guess.
The music's kind of rough,
But yeah, I mean, I don't think we have anything else to say about this episode. It's So then we entered into this run of shows that we did basically in the summer, sort of like June, July-ish. And the thing I remember about this season of Real Characters, which is sort of like before everyone was
this that you have still this year, no rush.
writers retreat,
Create
where we like
feed notifications so I
basically our
thought
friends
sign
together,
in
and we just go somewhere in the country
Call
and
Francisco
hang out and come up with just sort of broad stroke ideas for
order
shows,
in.
sort of drink. Let's
Oh,
do a show
yeah,
like this,
sure.
let's do a show like that. But really, it's just an excuse to go and
Let's see
party on
here.
money. But I remember the retreat for this run of shows, we actually got on a cruise that went to Ensenada, Mexico. And we really thought, like, that would be sweet because we'll be kind of like trapped on a boat. And we'll get like a lot of work done. Instead, we were just trapped on the boat. And we were trapped on just the scummiest, like, just, pools and whirlpools, pee. Just like, it was just the biggest, like, frat parties, like,
Got you
horrible
right
things
here,
happened.
your numbers.
I don't know what the hell was, but
at least the food was terrible. The drinks were totally shitty. People would come up to us on the boat and be like, hey, are you guys Trey from South Park? I'm like, yeah, we are. But what the fuck are you doing on this cheap ass cruise?
yeah, it was like a fucking $300 cruise.
Yeah, you guys are
Okay, so you're number 20 out of 40 right now. So it will be probably,
The other thing I remember about this episode,
unfortunately not this year, but definitely in January. Definitely, so not this month, but next month.
Seems like
the concept of NAMBLA, the North American Man
But
Boy Love Association.
thanks for stopping in and thanks for supporting me, bro. I have a very, very nice project for you. It's not this exact idea, but it's on this book. You're gonna have one of these books actually. So that's the only thing I'll tell you about what you're gonna have done. But it's gonna be just a book with just carnage on it.
This is real. This really
It's gonna be pretty amazing.
But NAMBLA was one of those things. But this was also basically in the
Timmy.
world of South Park. I remember I think this was why Garrison gets arrested in this show for being the guy that Cartman's trying to meet later on. And from being arrested, he gets fired from being a teacher, which much later in the next season will come into play because Garrison's out and the new teacher is brought in. Is that right? And Garrison's off in the woods somewhere, like being a hermit. I like the end of this episode too. We did a French farce, kind of stupid. Yeah, like rather than some French dude. Yeah, or like a John Francois or whatever. See, it's starting to get boring, so I think we'll quit there and we'll move on to the next episode. Move on to the next one.
Take care, bro. If you finish tonight, please send me a scan. I gotta roll. Alright? Have a great night, Jonathan. And I certainly will.
Now, I understand that some students in this class like to mess with substitute teachers.
Oh, right. This is go from there. This is Cherokee Hair tampons. I remember now because this was when one of our writers was doing actually one of like cayenne pepper and lemon juice. Oh yeah, she was getting rid of all the toxins in her body. Yeah. She was doing a special thing. I remember Matt yelling at her and saying, "What is a toxin?" And she was going, "You know, the toxins you have to get out of your body." He's like, "Where? What? But what is it?" And of course, she couldn't answer that. So it was just sort of our response to New Age. But the cool thing about this episode is we got Cheech and Chong to do it, and it was like the first thing they done together in like years and years and years. It was the first thing they had done together in years, and actually, we contacted each of their agents or managers, and we told them exactly what we wanted to do. We wanted to see Cheech and Chong playing these two Mexican guys who were you know who were pretending to be Native Americans, and both their managers and we were really upfront about what it was. And then when we actually recorded them, I think you were on the phone with Cheech, or who was on the phone with Cheech? I don't know. They wouldn't do it together. So. They weren't in the same city. Right. No, and I was on the phone with one, and Trey was on the phone with the other, and both of them were like, "Who's going to play the other guy?" Yeah. And it was like, "Oh, Cheech is going to be the other guy." And John's like, "Oh, really? That's cool." And it was like, but first he was like, "Oh, Cheech won't do it." And we're like, "Yeah, he said he'd do it." And like, really? And it was just kind of like, "Oh yeah, John came by the office." That's right. But both of them were. It was weird because both of them were totally open to doing it, but neither one of them knew that the other one was totally open to doing it. Yeah. But we were told. I don't know. It was strange. But it's pretty.
Freaking man, you know it. Yeah. Alright, I'll just show you kind of what I've gotten to so far. We're kind of got basically almost done with Captain America. Did his little shield down there. You can see it put the Knoll symbol on a black shield for him, and then Hulk's basically done. I'm pretty happy with that Hulk design. He looks badass. Wouldn't mind doing a whole cover with that Hulk design. Working on Shriek, she's just about done, and gonna fix her hand there, and finish her hair. And I'm actually gonna take a little break, and I'll come back, and then I imagine I'll get like that done. Finish up him and him. Start working on that. Finish that and that. Alright, I'll probably finish it tonight at some point. Alright, have fun, y'all, and I'll be back on in like an hour or so.